All right, everyone. This is Thursday afternoon. It's right around 2 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm live a little bit earlier than usual. So on here to have a discussion. I have a guest with me again today, but just glad that you all are on. So do me a favor, if you're watching this, go ahead and share it. That's number one, and number two, just drop in the comments. Let me know where you're watching this. If you're someone who's ever written a book and published it, or maybe you're someone who's looking to publish a book, have any thoughts, ideas, plans, dreams about publishing a book, you want to get in on this conversation this evening. So do me a favor, share it. All right, that's number one. Because the other people who can benefit from you sharing. Sharing is caring. And also just drop in the comments, tell me where you're watching, and be ready to ask questions because we don't get this opportunity often to have a CEO of a publishing company. Athena Shack is going to be joining me today. Athena helped me to publish the books that I wrote, and she's helped. I've lost count of the number of people that I know, but I'll just say hundreds of books that she's published through her company, Watersprings Media. And you've probably read a book that Athena has published or know an author that Athena has worked with. So I'm going to bring her up now that she can join us, and we'll talk today about something that I am passionate about. Athena, welcome.
Welcome. Hello.
Yes. How are you doing?
Good, good. Can't complain.
Okay, awesome. Seems like we just got a little glitch. Let me make sure that we can hear you well and you can hear me well. Let's see if let's see. All right. Let me know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I'm going to close down everything to make sure we don't have any
No, I
glitches.
think that was me. I think that was me. Y'all, sorry about that. I think the glitch was on my end. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good now. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is, no one's at home to be using the Wi-Fi, so I don't know why the Wi-Fi should act up. But folks tell me I should hardwire this stuff in. Anyway, I'll do better next time. Good to have you on, Athena. I mentioned the work that you're doing with Water Springs Media. I should also mention you're a minister. Is there anything else that you want to mention about yourself as a word of introduction before we get into this conversation?
No, I think you got it. I'm an author, publisher. Did you mention that?
I didn't mention you were author. It's funny. I went straight to publisher. I skipped that you were an author yourself.
I'm an author first. I always tell
Yeah.
people that I was an author first.
Yeah.
I'm right here on the topic, so talking
Yeah.
about myself here. Yeah.
Yeah. And just to also fill you all in, we just jumped off of a coaching call. Athena is working on some stuff this year, and this is one of those things where I am super excited about what the work that we did together. What is going to produce in your business? I'm looking forward to the things that are going to be coming out. So those of you who are not following Water Springs Media or Athena, make sure you head on over there because you want to catch up with the stuff that she has coming out. All right, Athena. So we set up a topic today called Three Reasons Why Every Author Needs an Offer. Why every author needs an offer. And just kind of talk to us really about what do you think are some of the benefits of that? And maybe I need to clarify what the topic. I think everyone knows what an author is. I don't think everyone knows what an offer is. So maybe I should clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Right.
think
My audience wants
Mhm.
to know what an offer is.
Yes. Okay. All right. So an offer, simple, is what you're able to present before people that can help them experience transformation and they can pay you for it, right? That's an offer. So we understand offers all the time in the tangible product-based space, right? So you go to a baseball game or basketball game and someone walks around saying, hey, would you like to buy one of these water bottles for $10, right? Because they're making an offer to you. Well, in the intellectual expertise space, it's how can you take what you know, what you're able to help people to do, and package it in such a way that when they say, how can you help me? Or if you're coming to them to offer help, you're able to package it in a way so you can offer it to them that they can pay you for the transformation that you promise. So that's what an offer is.
Right. And so that's exactly what publishing does, right?
Mm,
It's an extension of what you know, what you're
hmm.
passionate about, your creativity and presenting that passion, that knowledge, or whatever it is, that inspiration. So having an offer becomes an extension of that book, right? So the great thing about publishing is that it reaches a mass audience.
Mm,
You have global reach with a
hmm.
book, right?
Yeah.
And you can publish on Amazon in the United States, and you can reach people in Australia,
Hmm.
Chicago, New Zealand.
Yeah.
It has far reaching. Your book can take you places your feet cannot,
Mm,
right?
that's good.
So that is the beauty of publishing. What an offer does is to bring those people to you. And
Mm,
now there's relationship in some of
hmm.
your offers, right? Because it's small groups or what have you. And so now it goes from a far-reaching aspect and now becomes closer where more transformation can
That's
take
good.
place.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Because if you pick up someone's book because you're passionate about a particular subject, you can ask questions,
Hmm.
right? There may be some things that maybe the author didn't touch on that's where you want to go deeper on. So having something that has a little bit more legs than your book and provides more intimacy, it may be a small group coaching session, or maybe it's workshops, or
Hmm.
maybe it's webinar series, whatever it is. It now has the opportunity to provide more information or get you closer to your target audience. And that is my number one reason as to why authors need an offer, is because one of the biggest struggles that self-publishing authors have is building their platform
Yeah.
and connecting with their reader. That is a main struggle. And it's usually because, they're trying to, target everyone as opposed to that niche audience.
Yeah.
So if you are going to, if you really do the work, and, we've done this work, I think our first couple of sessions, it was just straight on who are we targeting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When you do that work, you're able to identify needs, right? And supply those needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've done that in the book, right? You have the solution there, right? You have the audience there. Now it's creating something that will sit alongside that book, and that will, which I won't get ahead of myself, which leads to that second point, generating that income.
Well,
So
you know something you said, just not to cut you off, but it's almost as if you said the book takes you wide, right? And then this the offer allows you to go a little deeper with them.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. And the goal is to not just reach, right? Because that's what a book does. If you've done it right, right,
Mhm.
the book will reach your audience. An offer can pull them in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's do a quick example, right?
Mhm.
Let's say someone has written a devotional for grief, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
31
That's a good
days
topic.
grieving through grief, whatever, right?
Yeah.
They can read it,
Hmm.
right? But can they apply it?
Yeah.
They
That's
need
it.
help with that. Maybe they
Yeah.
need help applying that. You
Hmm.
could, it could be something as simple as a journal,
Hmm.
right? The journal doesn't have a lot of content,
Right.
right? But if it's applied with some teachings and some coaching and some handholding,
Yeah.
the journal becomes gold. It
Oh
goes from
man.
blank pages
Yes.
to transformation and
That's
impact.
that's the word. Transformation. That's the word right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you get transformation. So imagine creating, something as low um impact as a journal, right? Now as the author, what you want people to do with this journal. You know the impact that it could create.
Yeah.
Um, but because it's low engagement, right? Because it's blank lines, transformation is tough,
Right.
but if you connect it with an offer, if you connect it with a program where going back to grief, where people have the opportunity to engage with you in a small group setting for, whatever this offer that you've created for this amount of money, now transformation can take place.
That's
There's a
good.
greater impact, and you got it all from empty lines in a book.
In a book. Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Right?
Okay. All right. So
So
that's
it's
number
an
one.
opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And as opposed to selling, 19, getting 1995 for a book, now, that one person that bought that book, creating that offer, you can have hundreds of people into your program, onto your offer, that's going to generate more than 1995,
You got
hopefully,
that
right?
right.
If you
Yeah.
work with you, they work with you, they're going you're going to make sure it's priced right,
You got that right.
you
Yeah.
know. And so again, so it folds in, connection, it folds in that stream of income, but it also folds in making an impact. And a book can do that, but so can an offer.
Mhm. Yeah. You said it. That income piece. I think people, we've seen people who've written books and almost use it as a lead magnet for their offer.
Hmm.
So a book, when it's done right, and if you go through Watersprings Media, it's going to be done right. It's always going to have the question, so what's next? Right?
Right.
So what's next? It's, I don't want to say it's an appetizer, but it's almost one of those things where, wow, I got so much value out of this book, but I want more. And that's
Right.
what an offer is, where it's the next step in their transformation, it's the next step in their growth. And like with most things, the next step costs more. And so if you can get someone to buy your book for 19.99, for instance, your offer could be 10 times that. It could be actually more than 10 times that, but I'm just being conservative with my numbers. But imagine getting 10 times as much in the next step as you got in the first step. So that's why an offer is important, because if you do your book right, people will want more. And you know what is true, Athena, is like a lot of authors, they give that more, but they don't have an offer, so they're giving it away for free. People may know them, they read their book, they come to you now because they're asking the question, I need help, I read your book, but I need more. And you're getting on the phone, you're speaking to people, and you're just giving it away, giving it away, giving it away. But if you had an offer, you could funnel them into that program so that they experience the transformation they're looking for, and you receive income.
It is. And I wish when I did my first book, that this was a thing, right? Not 10 years, maybe seven, whatever number of years it was ago, time is flying. Because, just as you were talking, I'm just thinking about, man, I sure missed out, because I get a lot of feedback, because it just so happens my book happened to be about grief. And
Mhm.
so the inboxes that I get, and people want that connection. So from a publishing standpoint, what we do at the end of the books, we end with an author bio and connection, right? So
Mhm.
that, because just like you said, to get to the end, the question is, well, how can I connect? How can I get more? So we always end with the bio and how to connect. The trend now is
Mhm.
having not even just the end, right? But having at the end the connection to get into a program.
There you go.
Um, and especially if it's an ebook, I've seen it where the call to action is like every chapter, right?
Mhm.
Because that author, they wrote with the end in mind,
Yeah,
and the end wasn't just the book.
there
The
you
end
go.
was their offer,
There you go.
their high ticket offer, right? So they can give the book almost away, right? Because if they can get one person that purchased their book for $4 or $10 or whatever it is, if they get them in their program, that's 100 or 3,000. I've seen some crazy
Oh,
amount
yeah.
of
Yeah, yeah,
offers,
yeah, yeah,
right? Um, that's what their goal was. So it kind of works both ways. Um, an author, if that's their goal, right, is to have that impact or whatever, create an offer that you can really get that transformation. Because many of us authors, we don't get that. We don't get to see that transformation, right? We don't get to continue to pour in. And usually when we, just like you said, it's for free. It's in my
Yeah.
inbox.
Mm-hmm.
It may appear in a sermon, right? You get
Right.
that for free. Um, but that's all part of the trend now. It's really trending, and it works. It works. I've
Yeah, it is.
participated in those kind of programs where I'm
Yeah.
like, look,
Yeah.
I just thought I was reading a book.
Yeah. But I mean, and anyone here who's listening to this who is an author, you probably have been asked the question after the book, what's next? I want more. Help me with this. Sometimes a book even awakens something in people where now they need to kind of take a next step, process this, work on it. And if you have the offer that's linked to it, right? Even if you didn't do it before, you can go back and do it now
Mhm.
because people will keep calling you, say, I have a program. I have something that I can help you with to go deeper with this.
Yeah. And listen, for a minimal price, you can have your book edited to include that offer. It's worth it.
That's a
You know,
good idea.
as I, thinking about doing it for myself at this point.
Yeah.
Um, it's worth it. So if you pay, a minimal price to go in and put in that page at the back
Yeah.
that has it's worth the 200 bucks
Sure.
or whatever
Yeah.
it is to create that additional page. Usually one page won't throw off spine and what have
Mhm.
you, or you can, because I'm already thinking about, getting it done.
You
It's
you you think about doing it for yours that you're like,
yeah. Well, see, we already worked through our offers. I don't have an
yeah.
offer for, my books, but one of the journals that we have, it's one of our most popular journals, Overcoming Anxiety.
Hmm.
And so we get so much request and feedback that, this is my husband's journal. He went through this with the scriptures and things like that. That and he's a massage therapist. So like there's just so much opportunity where he can have, the offering crate, because some people can't do it alone, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So anyway, the ideas are flowing, but you can take almost any book topic and
Yeah.
create something, because if you're passionate about it enough, you can create it.
Yeah. And the fact that you have a book means that you've thought about this thing long enough.
Mhm.
You've gone through Athena. She's helped you to narrow down your audience. And I think those are some of the things that I want my clients to have before they come to me for us to create the offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the first questions I ask, who's your audience? When they submit a book, who's your audience? Right? Because everybody is not your audience, right?
Say that again for the people in the back.
Everybody is not
Yeah.
your audience. No, everybody will not read your book. No, it's not going to work for everyone. No, everyone will not benefit from it. No.
Yeah.
It
As
just,
much as you think.
as
Yeah.
much as you think and would hope and want to
Yeah.
pray,
Yeah.
right? No,
Yeah.
right? You really wrote the book for a specific
Hmm.
audience. And if you do not niche down, you will never be successful, because you'd be so busy just trying to catch everyone and never reaching the right one.
Yeah.
So, and that's part of the process, even, in creating that offer. You have to know who you're trying to reach,
Yeah.
right? You're not reaching everyone, right? No, you're
Yeah.
reaching a nucleus.
Yeah. So Athena, this is just kind of like to segue. One of the reasons why we talked about having this conversation is we talked about your audience, people who've completed a book, finishing a book, completed multiple books. As we just explored here, many of them need an offer. Maybe they're thinking, how do I go about finding an offer? This, even the term, we're learning this, right, for some people. And so one of the things we said is I'm doing a challenge next week that I believe authors who are watching this, soon to be authors, future authors, it can benefit you. And it's called the Create Your Offer Challenge. It's a 3-day challenge starting on next Monday to help you take that expertise you have, the expertise that you've put into a book, expertise maybe that you've been coaching people on for free. Take that expertise and now turn it into a program that you can help people to go deeper. It's a next step from your book. It's a next step from your coaching even. How do you now make it into a group offer so that you're able to help more people, not have to spend all your time doing that work, and increase your income? I think we always leave that for last. For some people, that's the one that ding, ding, ding. So listen, now this is not going to be all, like, it's not free, but it's worth it. And so I'm going to drop the link in the comments. In fact, if someone could type it in for me, it's createyourofferchallenge.com. Createyourofferchallenge.com. This is, I think, a good opportunity for authors, for speakers, for coaches, people who work using their expertise. This is a good way for you to now take that expertise, package it in a way that reaches more people, creates impact, and increases your income.
And let me just say this. In order to go to the next level, it's going to require an investment. I say this all the time, and that's where I am, right? And that's why I contacted you, because I needed to go to the next level. And
Yeah.
that's what having an offer does. It takes you to the next level. And the Create Your Offer Challenge, it's a small investment. But boy, once you get going, I think everyone has an offer that is worth what's the price?
$197.
Everybody who's probably watching this has an offer that they can charge at least $197.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Right. So if you spent the 3 hours resource, right, the $197 resource to come up with an offer to multiply, right, it was well worth the investment. And that's what people have to think and consider. Like, it's an investment to get to that next level. So I'm glad I took the dive.
Yeah.
And I was excited to do it. It was a lot of work, but it was great. We have a lot of offers.
Yes. Listen, Athena, I'm telling you, those of you who are not following Athena now, make sure you're following Watersprings Media, and make sure you're following her on Instagram. Tell them your Instagram handle, because I just like hearing it.
Yeah, the Publishing Boss, at the Publishing Boss. If you're interested in publishing, you want to learn more, listen, we're about to jump off. And when you see this jumping off, create your offer with Simone Hines. I'm telling you.
Listen, Athena has a train that's getting ready to leave the train tracks. You better get on board, because she has some great stuff coming this year. I'm so excited. The work that we did, and I can't wait to see the offers as you put them out there, how it's going to impact so many more people. This is multiplication that you're working on, so I'm excited to see what that does. And by the way, that's what an offer does. It works in the principle of multiplication. So we go to the link. Thank you, Brittany, for posting that Create Your Offer Challenge. Paula, thank you for being on, and those who were on, you didn't get a chance to say something in the comments. Thank you all for being on. Athena, I asked you for some time, and I'm over time. So thank you. I appreciate you. Those of you who are watching this, you got some value out of it. Share it with someone, and go sign up. The deadline is tomorrow. So sign up for the challenge, and I'll see you on Monday.